Hi, welcome to Extraordinary Times. I'm Jeremy.
I'm AJ.
Ninja. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. First story of today, kind of a throwback to yesterday and kind of the last several months where Greece has been going down the tubes. The European Central Bank has finally actually kind of given up on Greece for the most part. The banks that are like intra-Greece, only within Greece, are basically no longer getting money from the EU. So, you know, we may be seeing a full, like, absolute crapshoot in Greece, and things are going to be bad. I'm just going to throw that out there. Things are always bad when this kind of stuff happens. So,
what are you going to do?
We move on to even more depressing news, but on a more global scale.
Yeah, this one's science-related, kind of.
Science.
There's a study been done overall. Evidently, since the 1970s, so in the last 40 years, global biodiversity has dropped 30%. What this means is literally the sheer variety and the sheer amount of life on Earth has dropped to 70% its level it was in the 1970s. This is not good. Literally, we are at a pace where we are outstripping the Earth's resources by 50%. So we are using 150% of 100%. Not good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to take a little while longer before we, really just kill everybody with this. But still, something needs to be done right now.
You know, we make fun of green tech a lot. Like, I saw an SUV today that one of the bumper stickers was green power, and I flicked it off. I'll be honest, I was really kind of upset by it. But at the same time, the green idea of reduce, reuse, recycle. Do more to prevent overuse of our Earth. I also always say Mother Earth can, take anything we can give it. It can take anything we can give it, but if we keep taking away from it, we're gonna totally screw everything up. That's kind of bad. But moving on. So new DVDs, you may have noticed in the last several years, they went from just having like the FBI anti-piracy warning to like Interpol warnings that like warn international terrorists that Interpol will hunt you down. Those dang Frenchies gonna get you. Also, now apparently there's a message from the National Intellectual Property Center, which is just basically another acronym to siphon tax dollars away. That piracy is not a victimless crime.
Right.
Well, it's true. I'm not saying piracy is right. I've never done that. No, I ended that a long time ago, back way beyond the statute of limitations.
Except that they're not even putting these warnings on the videos that are pirated the most, the downloaded videos. Well, because these warnings are copyrighted themselves.
Oh wow. So yeah, that's a thing now. Just so you know.
All right, quick little story out of New York. A man, let's see, he was helping his friend move a boat in a marina, dropped in the water on accident, and over in New Rochelle, I hope that's how you say that. Anyway, so he started kind of drowning. They got him out of the water, and he started coughing. They got him to the hospital, where he died of drowning.
Oh, well, more importantly, he got out of the water and went home. Right. And then started feeling ill, and then went to the hospital.
Turns out there was still just a little bit of water in his lungs, which kind of went into it simulated cardiac arrhythmia or a heart attack. And, passed away. So if you drown or whatever, you should probably still go at least see a doctor.
By the way, fun fact, you can actually drown on a teaspoon or tablespoon? Small amount. Really ridiculously tiny amount of water.
If it's in your lungs, it needs to come out.
Yeah. And if you're not coughing and hacking after you almost drown, go get it out. Just saying. Moving on. So, from a man who probably shouldn't have died today to a 3-year-old in San Antonio who fell out of a 3rd-story window after climbing on the couch that was next to that window.
2-year-old. 3-story fall, 2-year-old.
Yeah, 3-story fall of a 2-year-old. My bad. Even worse in my book. But, climbed up on the couch, climbed out the window that was open, and landed in mud and thusly survived and is expected to fully recover, as current reports are saying. So, hope for that kid.
Miracles happen.
Yeah.
All right.
P.S. Babies, while you should treat them with care, actually can take a whole lot of, stuff that they shouldn't. But, don't put that to the test. We call it angels where I'm from, but, moving on.
Yeah. Speaking of testing science.
Science again.
Here we go. This one I love. So, a robotic arm has been developed. And you're like, okay, fine, robotic arm looks about the same, except that this one has a new connection. Literally, it has been implanted into a woman's brain.
Bearish.
She can control it.
Right about where my dog is. On the back of my head. Basically, they plug it in like Matrix style. We joked about the Matrix yesterday. Matrix style, back of her head, and she can control a Terminator arm.
And she is paralyzed, so that's kind of what they're going for, is giving paralyzed people more mobility with this kind of stuff, but this is nuts.
So, if she's paralyzed and they want to give her some new, Terminator legs.
And Cybernetics, here we come.
Yeah, I had a dream about this one time. You'll see my book one day. But moving on. So, back to Washington, because we can't get enough of Washington. Actually, today, it's something that I kind of really approve of. It's amazing. That doesn't happen very often. So, a group of bipartisan group of lawmakers, Democrats and Republicans both, in the House have decided to put forth a bill that says if we can't balance the budget, we don't get paid. And by we mean all of Congress. By the way, Congress members in the U.S. Congress, for those of you who don't know, is astronomical. It is just stunning how much money they make and will make in perpetuity forever for having served their country in this way. So,
I want this one to get out, because if it doesn't get out, then, the Senate's probably just going to filibuster or whatever.
Yeah, they're going to sit on it. If the way they're sitting on the DREAM Act correctly.
Exactly. If the nation knows about this and knows that we will flip out if they don't pass this, we may actually get this through.
And, at least in a very, very tiny measure, try and move the balance sheets towards the balanced. That'd be awesome. And the fact that a bunch of rich people in Washington will, be squirming in their seats to actually make stuff happen.
Yay!
Yeah. No, actually punish the rich people who deserve to be punished? No, we can't do that. But yeah, I hope this gets around. Please, actually share this. This story is, this kind of story is why we do what we do, because we want y'all to share it with other people. Please do that. If for no other reason, this story. So, moving on.
All right. So, Google's going to be having a bit of a revamp of its search engine here pretty soon. So, just heads up if you use Google.
There's a joke there about, Google fixing things all the time and YouTube getting fixed all the time. Thank you, Supreme Overlords, for your blessing of AdSense. But moving on.
Either way, they are putting up the thing. Have you ever tried searching for something like Andromeda, and you're searching for the galaxy and you get the TV show?
No, usually the other way around. Just saying.
Well, maybe it's that way. Anyway, they're actually going to be.
If I'm searching the Andromeda galaxy, I'm looking that way.
Right. They're going to be inputting a thing where it actually, if you input something that is rather ambiguous, it will actually ask you, which one do you mean? And help you narrow down the search. So you're not getting all the superfluous information and links. You'll just be getting what you want. So
they're calling it knowledge graph. Instead of the "do you mean this? Do you mean this?" Stuff that they've had, they're going to do this new thing, which is kind of
the assuming thing that Bing kind of does. I don't like that.
Oh, Bing, the decision engine. eat me. Oh, not even saying that because, you know, Google sometimes gives us tiny bits of money. But really, Bing, eat it. I've got a hand for you. But...
this is doing it right.
Yeah, Google's doing it right. And they're kind of ripping off Wikipedia. Wikipedia's kind of done this for a while. But that's because Wikipedia is straight up, like, user source, like, fed. They actually really, you know, listen to their users. So, yeah.
There we go.
Moving on to our last story of the day, which, again, comes out of New York. But I wanted to do this one specifically because of the homeless man named Ralph Neptune, a 46-year-old man who was with his wife in the Brooklyn Heights Public Library. And, you know, normally I wouldn't approve of a homeless man stabbing anybody, especially in a public place, because that's bad.
Yeah.
But this homeless man was, first off, hit with a chair first. But second off, the reason he was hit with a chair is because he accosted a 50-some-odd-year-old man for watching porn in a public library on the computer. That is public tax dollar property.
Catching somebody watching porn and then getting hit by a chair with that guy? Well, I think knifing him is a legitimate response.
Yes. Yeah. Well, to be fair, he was like, hey, dude, that's not cool. The dude was like, I'm going to hit you with a chair now. And Ralph was like, I have a knife. Basically saying,
stab.
I have a knife. Don't do that again. And the guy tried to hit him again, and he's like, fine. Douche. Right in the chest. So, the reason
guy was arrested.
The other reason we can joke about this is he stabbed the guy in the chest. The guy surviving, totally fine, gonna be fine. And Ralph got arrested because he stabbed a guy in the chest. But I hope the other guy gets arrested for, you know, viewing pornography in view of children.
Yeah.
That's a thing. That's kind of a bad thing, too. So, you know, they can share a jail cell and, you know, they can fight all they want. So, yay! Hopefully, you know, you learned something today. I learned a few things today. It was fun. Let's do this again sometime very, very soon. Like tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Subscribe if you really enjoyed it. Like it if you kind of enjoyed it. Favorite it if you really, really enjoyed it. And we will see you tomorrow. I'm Jeremy.
I'm AJ.
And these are still extraordinary times.
Be aware. We're still recording.
I have no idea.